Yeah.
Good evening to all. We are group 7. It's conformed by Bautista Vaquero, Boris Danilo, Pérez Montenegro, Noeli Carolina, Bueno Yunga, Juan Pablo, William Nicolás Guerrero Vega, Morán Bravo, Erika Angélica, Andrade Ramos Maylin Patricia y Tapia Caicedo Ámbar Denise. Today we are going to defend this small size. Each of the group members will respond individually each part of essay with its respective introduction, develop, and conclusion. Let's start. In the introduction, we have a different instruction is based on using unique teaching methods for the student. It is essential method and approach of an instruction that are. It's the environment inside and outside the classroom, content, products, challenge, activities, and goals adequate to the necessities or interests. It is the focus on the teaching learning process. It can be put into practice in the classroom in order to promote continuous learning together with the teacher. And what is the mean? With this, the instruction properly is developed according to the needs of the students. The teachers are the ones who share the structure according to the methods and approach that will direct to the students that why is the process the part of the teaching and learning is the right depending on the practice that has been done in the classroom. And next, my partner Erika Moran will explain a little more about the introduction.
Good evening. It is important to know that teachers use strategies and objectives according to resources, materials, and methodologies, where the students can promote an effective practice and establish an environment that generates more truth with each other, both with the students, teacher, and students with their classmates. However, the students have access to the same curriculum, favoring inclusion in the academic factors. This makes the learning experience more successful. From this point on, it is also important to know that inherent instruction is not the same as personality instruction. Thank you.
Okay, my next. Okay, development. And good evening. I'm going to talk about development. Okay, development. What and how to teach different instruction. Okay, and its most basic level, differentiation consists of the effort of teacher to respond to variance among learners in the classroom. Whenever a teacher reaches out to an individual or a small group to vary his or her teaching in order to create the best learning experience possible, the teacher is differentiating instructions. Teachers can differentiate at least 4 classroom elements based on students' readiness, interest, or learning profile. We have 4 items: content, process, products, and learning environments. Content: what students need to learn or how the students will get access to information. When the teacher have the resources and the materials to teach and learn with the students. So the students have to be clear about the information the and the learning. Okay, process: activities in which students engage in order to make sense of or master the students. Process is like activities when the teacher uses strategies and applying the classroom because it allows to students learn in the best way and also share opinions and and they can learn about the importance of the topic. Okay, products. Combining projects that ask the students to rehearse, apply, and extend what he or she has learned in a unit. And the last, learning environment, the way the classroom works and feels. As Carol Antolison has said, differentiation means giving students multiple options for taking in information. So in this topic, the different instructions allows to students learn of different ways because students have different learning styles. So the teacher is the person that identify the weakness, strengths, how to use the strategies for the students. Okay, so differentiation instruction might mean teaching the same material to the students, or say the resources and strategies the teacher is necessary to apply in the classroom. Thank you.
Hi, teacher, and Wally Perez. Continue with develop differential instruction focus to organize to a student level and identify their strength, weakness, skill, and learning styles because they learn in different ways. So the teacher provides and support information about the strategies and techniques to improve learning teaching. This method was proposed by Carol and Tomlinson that she dedicated to reinforce and help students to learn in the best way. Please, differentiation are different challenge and activities to meet the goal of students with their needs and interest. The goal is that students use the maximum of his time to learn. A clear example that we can apply is to do in classes, flexible group, evaluation, feedback. The teacher can use different materials to study the same subject. The teacher can also help the student to reflect on what he is learning and how he is doing it, as it is useful because it promotes metacognition. Okay, and the finish in my part, different instruction is to adapt teaching according to the needs and characteristics of the student to learn.
Good evening, my name is Liliana. Differentiated instruction is when the teacher looks for the student's needs. The teachers must know if the student is an introvert or an extrovert, and the adapt his teachings according to the profiles of each student. It is advisable to take a few minutes in class to talk with them and interact, getting to know them little by little, and then arrive at a better teaching instructions. So, to differentiate instruction is to recognize the students' variant, background, knowledge, readiness, language, preferences, and learning interest, and responsibility. Differentiated instructions is a process to approach teachings and learning for students of different abilities in the same class. Content. Examples of differentiated content. One, using reading materialities or at variance the reliability levels. Two, sorry. 2. Putting text materials on tape. 3. Using spelling of vocabulary lists at readiness levels of students. 4. Presenting ideas through both auditory and visual means. 5. Meeting with small groups to teach an idea or skills for struggling learners or the extent, the thinking or skills of advanced learning process. Examples of differentiated process. 1. Using tiered activities to provide interest centers. Boris. 3. Developing personal agents that is writing by the teachers and contain both in common work for the whole class and work that addresses individual needs of learning. 4. Offering manipulatives or other hands. 5. Varying the length of times that students may take to complete a task products. Example are differentiated products. 1. Giving students the options for expressing learning. 2. Using rubrics to adjust to student proficiency levels. 3. Allow students to work alone or in group on their products. 4. Encourage students to create their own assignments as long as the assignment contain to the recurring element. Full range of students. Students with identified special needs, struggling readers, English learners, speakers of non-standard Englishers, gifted students, who else? Boris. And what difference is not? Class centers for students with learning disabilities, tracking system by abilities, recipe for learning, a different lesson plan for every student, exercise and practice of the whole group and individual activity, advised learning alone, and what different is student centers for all students, for heterogeneous group, change in psychology about how learning should occur, multiple content, pros and product approach or options, a mix of world-class group, more about quality than quantity. Thank you.
William.
Okay. Okay. In conclusion, the differential instruction is based on the focus on the learning and the use of unique teaching method for the learning. The methods of differential instruction are their environment inside and outside the class. The exceptional method of an instruction, products, methods, challenges are those that are put into practice inside the classroom, along with the cognition teaching of the teachers. This made your experience a successful one. We must know that differential instruction in the teaching of unique methods to the student. However, all students have patience to the continuous teaching plan. Different is the basis to achieve the best objective with their needs or interested using the maximum time to learn using different type of material so that the child does not feel overwhelmed with a monotonous class, a monotonous class. But a more flexible class where a teacher must know the student and know how to adapt to the profiles of each one in order to achieve better teaching. Different instruction is a model of teaching that takes into account the individual needs and learning styles of a student before designing a lesson plan. Instruction, how incorporate different instruction in their classroom can group students by sharing interests, access student learning zone, formative assessment, and, and continually evaluate and adapt lesson to meet the student best interests.
Okay. Differentiated instruction is a mode of teaching that takes into account the individual's needs and learning styles of students before designing a lesson plan. Instructors who incorporate differentiated instruction in their classroom can group students by shared interests, assess students' learning through formative assessment, and continually evaluate and adapt lessons to meet students' best interests. The differentiation instruction refers to instructors providing their diverse class with a variety of ways to understand content in the classroom. Four ways to differentiate instruction include content, process, product, and learning environment. Content refers to various activities that help students learn information, while process refers to various learning styles, such as visual or auditory methods. Product describes the end result of a project to demonstrate in understanding where the learning environment may include a flexible classroom with group work. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. It was the our presentation.